Welcome back. Today we continue our coverage of the Darrell Brooks trial in chronological order. If you missed any of the previous videos, there is a designated playlist on my channel titled Darrell Brooks Complete Trial. We are on day 4 of the jury portion. On this day, the state will be calling up 2 coaches from the Waukesha Blazers Youth Baseball. Once those testimonies are over, I have provided some new and old information about the Sparks family and their foundation for Jackson, their 8-year-old son, who lost his life to Darrell Brooks' attack on Waukesha. So let's get to it.
You may call your next witness then.
The state would call Jeffrey Rogers.
You said Rogers?
Rogers.
Thank you. All right, good morning, Mr. Rogers. If you would please make your way to the witness stand, which is to my right. It is up a riser. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand. My clerk, Teresa, who is on my left, will swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Please have a seat. The first thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for the record and spell each, please.
Okay. Jeff Rogers, Jeffrogers.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Sir, do you live in the city of Waukesha?
Yes, I do.
Are you familiar with the program, the Waukesha Blazers Youth Baseball Program?
Yes, I'm.
Overruled.
Yes, I currently serve as the president.
And what is the Blazers Youth Program?
We have teams. We have a rookies program, which is ages 5 up to 12. We also have a select baseball program and softball program, and that ranges from ages 7 all the way up through high school.
Is this for boys and girls?
Yes.
And as president, what duties do you have?
Sure. Maintaining the schedule for the year, ensuring that we have indoor facilities for winter workouts, arranging any tournaments, ensuring we have game fields for the year for practices and games, setting the team rosters, running tryouts. There's lots on the plate.
Okay. Are you also a coach with the Blazers?
I am.
Okay. So direct your attention to November 21st of last year. Were the Blazers part of the City of Waukesha Christmas Parade?
Yes, we were.
And do you recall the day?
Yes.
Approximately what time did you have to get to the parade to set up?
It was probably about an hour before the parade started.
And was the parade starting at approximately 4 o'clock?
Yes.
What was the weather like?
It was cool, windy, I remember cloudy.
Who was all walking with the Blazers that day? I mean, not names, but generally speaking, was it players, coaches?
Sure, it was coaches, players, and some family members.
Did you have a float?
We had a pickup truck with a Christmas tree in the back.
Okay. And was that pickup truck marked with the Blazers?
We had banners on both sides of the truck, yes.
Okay. Do you recall any groups that were in front, or a group that was in front of you or behind you?
From my memory, I remember the extreme dance group in front of us. I don't remember who was in back.
Okay. And were you there, was it just you, or did you have any kids that were involved in the program at that time?
I was there with 3 of my 4 children,
Okay.
one of which was playing on my baseball team.
Okay. And I'm assuming that there were other parents there
Yes.
with their kids? And specifically, were 2 of your kids there, Caden, C-A-Y-D-E-N, and Riley, R-Y-L-E-E?
Yes.
And which one of those, does either one of those play with the program?
Caden plays on my team.
Okay, and Riley was there for?
Support.
Okay.
She used to play in the program.
Okay, and then you had a third child there.
Yes.
Do you know Josh Kraner?
Yes, I do.
And what is his involvement with the Blazers?
He was a first-year coach for our 9U.
Okay, and he was also walking?
Yes, he was walking the parade.
And did you have a formation for the parade, or was it just people kind of walking next to the truck, behind the truck?
All over the truck, we were handing out little flyers.
Promoting the Blazers, I'm assuming?
Correct.
Okay. Specifically, do you remember two players, Jackson and Tucker Sparks?
I do.
Were they there?
Yes, they were.
And was their dad there?
Yes.
Okay, and they were also walking the parade?
Yes.
Do you recall if they were wearing uniforms?
I believe Jackson was wearing his uniform. I don't remember if Tucker was.
I'm going to show you what's been, let me just make sure it was previously played, but Exhibit 11, and I'm just going to display it in front of the screen in front of you. Yes, it was previously admitted. So I will also play it, publish it to the jury. And let me know when you see it in front of you.
I see it.
Okay. So initially I'm going to, it's a 2-minute and 29-second video. I'm going to have it play, and I will let Ms. Gussie know when.
Objection, how long?
This is the video
It's
seeking
2
to be
minutes and
played.
29 seconds.
So would that be the entire video?
That would be the entire Exhibit 11.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the video at 28 seconds. Did you recognize that as the Blazers, I want to say float or group that was marching the parade?
Yes, I saw myself and all the people walking with me.
Okay, did you see Josh Kraner?
I did.
Did you see either one of your kids, Caden or Riley?
I saw Caden and Maya.
Okay, and then did you also see Jackson and Tucker Sparks?
I did see Jackson. I don't recall seeing Tucker.
Okay, let's play it again from the beginning. Okay, I'm gonna pause it. First of all, can you circle yourself on the screen? It's a touch screen. Can you circle yourself? And you said that you saw Caden?
Yep, just previously.
Okay, of course. And how about Jackson?
Yes, I saw Jackson, and I see Tucker now too.
Okay, and can you circle them? The shorter of the two kids, do you know, is that Jackson or Tucker?
That's Jackson.
Okay, so the taller is Tucker.
I believe so.
Okay, and I'm going to back it up approximately 4 seconds to 12 seconds. We've stopped at 16 seconds, and we can clear the screen. And I'm going to keep it paused. Do you see Caden in this frame?
I do.
And can you circle him by where he's standing? Now, this was, at some point, there was a vehicle that came through the parade, correct?
Correct.
This was before that time period, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
They're going to mention Jackson and Tucker Sparks during this testimony. Jackson was a 6-year-old boy who was killed, and his brother Tucker was badly injured.
At some point, and we can take this video down, did you hear any type of commotion or anything that drew your attention to behind you during the parade route?
Yes, I remember hearing some sort of scream. Couldn't tell if it was part of the parade or not. Turned over my left shoulder to see, I remember a wheel falling over and thinking like, oh no, somebody fell off their bike or somebody got hurt. So I turned back around, and at that point the screams got louder and I saw people running, or heard people running and lots of screaming. So I turned around again, and that's when I saw a red SUV coming at us, and I pulled my daughter Maya out of the way.
At that time, do you recall, you said Maya was next to you?
Yes.
Do you recall where Caden was?
I remember Caden was up to the left of our vehicle. That's somewhere, wasn't sure exactly.
And if you can recall, was the vehicle in the middle of Main Street?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled. You may answer, sir.
From what I remember, yes.
And what side were you on? Were you at the back of the vehicle or the side of the vehicle?
I was pretty much directly behind our vehicle in the middle of the road.
Okay. And Caden was where in relationship to you?
To my left.
Okay. And your daughter, Maya?
Maya was standing right next to me on my left.
Okay. And Riley?
And Riley was up somewhere by Caden.
Do you recall where Josh Kraner was?
Josh was to my left as well.
And how about Jackson and Tucker Sparks?
I recall them being in front of me. I'm not sure, maybe a little to the left as well.
So when you looked back, you said you heard screaming, you heard yelling and running. Did you hear a horn honking?
I did not.
When you first observed the red SUV, first of all, strike that, was there a group immediately after the Blazers team in the parade?
Objection.
Relevant.
Overruled. You may answer, sir.
Are you talking behind us or in front of us?
Behind. Was there someone directly behind you, or was there a gap between you and whoever was behind you? If you recall, when you look back, was there a float right behind you?
I don't remember seeing a float right behind us.
Okay. And people were running. Could you tell where they were running?
From what I remember, running towards me and to the sides of the street.
And when you first saw this, you said a red vehicle?
Yes.
Did you have a more, was it a car, a SUV, a pickup truck?
I remember it being larger than a car. How I described it to other people as an SUV.
And how was it coming at you? Was it on the, it sounds like you were behind the truck. You said Caden was to your left, which would be, and I'm horrible at directions, but that would be the side of the street. Was it coming on the south side of the street, the middle of the street, or the north side of the street, which would have been to your right?
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled. You may answer.
From what I remember, it was middle, and then it moved to the left to go around our truck.
Okay. As it was coming towards you, what did you do?
My first reaction was to grab Maya, and she slipped through my hands the first time, and then luckily I grabbed her the second time and pulled her to the side. Immediately was trying to put her in the back of our vehicle because I didn't know if more cars were coming.
When you say the back of your vehicle, the Blazers vehicle, or did you have a personal vehicle also in the parade?
The Blazers pickup truck.
And then what happened?
Sure. So after I got her up in the truck, I was frantically looking for my kids. I watched the SUV continue driving down the parade route, swerved back to the right after it passed our truck. I was screaming, "Where's Riley?" Caden found me, and I tried to get him in the back of the truck as well. From there, I was yelling at him, asking where Riley, screaming, "Where's Riley?" He didn't know. So I ran around the truck a couple times, and that's when I saw Jackson on the ground and stopped by him to check on him.
So where was Jackson in relationship? I'm assuming that once the red SUV came through, did the parade stop?
Yes.
Where was Jackson in relationship to the Blazers pickup truck?
From what I remember, he was in the front of the truck, to the left.
Was there anyone else around him at that time?
His dad, Aaron.
Okay. Did you talk to Aaron?
I did.
And what observations did you make of Jackson?
Jackson was motionless on the ground, eyes open, didn't appear to be aware.
Did he appear to be alive?
Was unsure.
Did you find out that he died as a result of being struck?
I did.
Hearsay.
Overruled. This answer may stand.
So when the car came through, the red SUV, it went to which side of the truck?
The left side.
Okay. And that's where you said Caden was. Did Caden get struck?
Caden told me he did.
What injuries did he have?
Objection. Hearsay.
Just say told. It's not for sure.
Overruled. This witness may answer based on personal knowledge.
So Caden said he saw the...
Hold on. That would be hearsay. So I'll sustain the objection if you would rephrase the question.
What injuries did Caden have?
He had bruising on his right elbow.
And do you know if Caden got struck by the red SUV?
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled.
Yes, he did.
Did you see Jackson or Tucker Sparks get struck by the SUV?
Sitting here today, I do not remember that.
Okay. Did you give a statement at some point, I think it was part of a parade survey, if you recall that.
Yes.
That was, I think, created by the Victim Witness Program, sent out by the Victim Witness Program, and then you would have sent it back. Do you recall that?
Yes, I do.
And was that something that you created?
Yes, those are my words.
Okay. And is it correct that that form says, after that I saw the car drive past us on the left, striking two of our players, Tucker and Jackson Sparks?
Yes.
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
See that? That's hearsay.
Overruled. His answer may stand.
Thank you. I'm assuming that the event was fresher in your mind when you gave that statement versus a year later?
Yes, I believe everything in that statement is accurate.
Okay, thank you. And do you know if Jackson Sparks was injured? I'm sorry, Tucker Sparks.
Yes, he was.
Okay, do you know what injuries he had?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
I remember the most significant was brain bleed or a head injury.
And did you eventually find your daughter Riley?
I did.
Where was she?
She was across the street. So I had taken my and Caden into the antique shop on the south side of the road. She was across the street in the Civic Theater.
Was she injured as a result of a car striking her?
She was.
And what car struck her?
The red SUV.
Okay. What injuries did she receive?
She had multiple cuts, bruises, scraping on both of her legs. Her knee was pretty badly bruised.
Now, after the car went to the left side of the Blazers truck, striking the kids, did you see the path that it took?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
Yes, I remember it going back to the right side of the road after that.
So after it passed the truck,
Yes.
did it strike the Blazers truck at all?
I don't remember.
Okay. So it went to the far right side of the road?
Yes.
And then did you see it from there?
That's the last memory I have of it.
So do you know approximately how far Jackson was in front of the Blazers truck when you went and you talked to his father, Aaron, who was with Jackson?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
I don't remember.
Okay. Did the vehicle stop?
No, it didn't.
Did you see it stop at any time while you had view of it?
No.
Can you estimate approximately how fast it was going before when you first took notice of the red SUV when you looked back?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
I remember thinking, this is a parade. It's 25-mile-an-hour speed limit here. If I were in my neighborhood and a car was going that fast, I would be yelling at it. So faster than the speed limit.
And I'm assuming when you're in a parade, you're not going, although the speed limit on that road might be 25 miles per hour, you're not going 25 miles per hour. Would that be a correct statement?
Absolutely.
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled. His answer may stand.
Now, before you went into the antique store, was there anyone yelling anything about shots being fired?
Yeah, I don't remember who yelled it, but I heard shots were fired and to get inside the nearest building.
And did you go in right away, or were you still looking around the car for Riley?
Right. I didn't have Riley at the time, so had to make a decision that I had 2 out of my 3 kids and took them into the antique store after that.
Prior to going into the antique store, did you see Jackson again?
I don't remember if it was before or when I came out of the antique store.
Okay. So, did you see Jackson a second time on Main Street?
Yeah.
Hearsay.
Overruled.
Where was that, or where was he?
Yeah, so after I put Caden and Maya in the antique store, I asked the couple there to watch them because I was going to go find my other daughter. Ran back outside onto Main Street, and that's when I saw Jackson again. And at that point, I believe a woman was trying to perform CPR on him.
Thank you. Did you ever see Josh Kraner while you were outside?
I remember...
After the vehicle had gone through. I apologize.
No, that's fine. After running back outside, I remember seeing someone near our truck that had a jacket, a brownish jacket on, and at the time, I believed it was Josh. I didn't know him well at the time.
And where was he?
He was on the left side of the vehicle, our vehicle.
On the ground, did you say?
Yes, he was laying on the ground.
Okay. And at some point, did you, how did you find Riley?
I received a phone call when I was in the antique store. It was a phone call or a text message from my friend, Ben.
And what did he have Riley?
Yeah, he said he was with her across the street and that her legs were injured, but she was okay.
Okay. And that's what I was just going to say. As a result, you had indicated that Caden did receive an injury from being struck by the car.
Yes.
Did Riley receive an injury?
Yes.
What were her injuries?
She had scrapes, bruises, abrasions up and down her legs.
And that was from the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been previously marked and admitted into evidence as Exhibit 15. And I would ask that be published to the jury right away.
Go ahead.
And let me know, sir, when that's up on the screen in front of you.
I see it.
Okay. There's a section. Actually, it's in the middle of the page, probably more on the upper part. It has names: Josh Kraner, Riley Rogers, Caden Rogers, Jackson Sparks, and Tucker Sparks. Do you see that?
I do.
And then there's a line on the left side of that diagram that goes down to the map where it leads to a yellow star. Do you see that?
Yes.
Would that be the area in which each of those people were struck by the red SUV?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
Yes, it appears accurate.
Thank you. I'm now going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 148. I'm going to have it just shown in front of you first. And I'll have it play for a couple seconds. It's starting at 0. Sir, do you recognize the frame that it stopped at, which is at 5 seconds?
Yes.
Have you seen this video before?
I have.
And does it accurately depict what occurred on November 21st of last year, shortly before, during, and after the red SUV struck the Blazers?
Yes.
Okay. Permission to publish and admit Exhibit 148 into evidence.
Objection.
Objection is noted. Exhibit 148 is received. Permission to publish is granted.
On what grounds?
Shut up, you idiot.
Sir, it's approximately 3 minutes and 22 seconds. I'm going to play that entire video initially, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, do we have the total again?
3 minutes and 22 seconds.
Thank you.
What is the relevance of showing the entire video?
Your objection is noted. It's overruled.
What grounds?
Relevance.
What grounds?
That is the grounds. Relevance. Go ahead.
Oh, I forgot they showed the aftermath.
That is the entire 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Sir, you just gave a testimony with regard to your actions. Did you see yourself in that video doing a lot of the things that you just testified to?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm going to play it one more time, and I'm going to pause it at certain points if you can just identify where you are and what you're doing, okay? So let's play it from the very beginning at 00. I'm going to pause it right here. Now, it looks like there's quite a few people in there walking behind Waukesha Blazers' truck. Are all those people part of the Waukesha Blazers program?
It appears so, yes.
Okay. So either parents, players, or support?
Yes.
And do you see yourself?
I do.
And can you circle where you are? And your daughter?
Maya is right here.
And do you see Caden?
No, I don't.
And do you see Josh Kraner in this frame?
No, I don't.
Okay, let's clear
Hold
the
on, could you just make a record of where you paused?
Yes, I'm sorry. At 13 seconds, if we can clear the screen and continue on. Pause. Do you know what you were looking back at? It seemed like, as I started saying before, a lot of people were looking behind you. Is that when you heard, you said something about a wheel tipping?
Yeah, I remember the first time I turned back, seeing something tip, whether it was a stroller, a wheelchair, a bike, some sort of tire is in my mind, and hearing screams at that time thinking that somebody got hurt.
Then you said you turned back, face forward, and then something else drew your attention back?
Correct.
And what was that?
The screaming.
Now, do you see Josh Kraner in this frame?
I do.
Okay, and can you circle him where he's at?
He was running right there.
And that's at 16 seconds?
Yes, and I was just reminded of that. Thank you. And you saw the video straight through before, correct?
Correct.
And Josh Kraner is about to get struck by the car, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so let's play that through. Stop the video. When you saw Josh laying on the ground, Josh Kraner, do you know approximately where, I'm sorry, it stopped at 19 seconds. I'm very bad at this. Do you know where Josh Kraner was laying approximately?
To the left side of our vehicle. That's about all I remember.
Okay, so he's not shown, did you see two bodies fly forward from the truck?
In the video or
In
when I
this
was
video
there?
right now?
I would have to see it again.
Okay, if we can go back to probably 14 seconds. And play it again. From 13 seconds. Stop it. Did you see two bodies flying forward?
Yes.
Do you recall, as you look at this picture, where Jackson was of the two bodies that flew forward?
I believe he was on the left side of the truck as well.
And can you circle him by where he's laying on the ground?
Can you play it one more time, please?
Yes, and that was, I stopped it at 21 seconds. I'm now going back again to 14 seconds and playing it again starting at 14 seconds. I paused, or it was paused at 18 seconds. Did that assist you?
Yeah. Looks like he's laying right up here.
And do you know who the body is that's to the right of Jackson?
I don't, looking at it from here.
And do you know, as Jackson and Tucker were marching to the left of the truck, as you testified to, were they close together in distance?
Yes, they were close.
Okay, thank you. If you can keep playing. I'm sorry, and it's starting at 18 seconds. What do you see you doing now?
I picked up Maya and I'm running to check on Jackson.
Then if
over
you-
the top of him right now.
Okay. I was just going to say, if you can narrate, and that you said that at approximately 31 seconds, you were over the top of Jackson.
Yes. And now I just grabbed Ella, another one of our members.
You can pause the video. Okay. And what are you doing? And
I'm
it's paused at 55 seconds. 55 seconds.
Putting Maya in the back of the truck to keep her safe.
And how about Ella?
Ella, I was bringing her with me too, so I knew where she was.
Okay. At this point, had you seen Caden?
No.
Okay. Continue.
That I'm talking
Pause.
to Caden now.
So at 1 minute and 3 seconds, you're lifting someone up into the pickup truck?
Yes, that's Caden.
Okay. Continue.
And I'm yelling at him, asking where Riley is. And he's telling me he doesn't know. And I told him to stay there, and I was going to go run and try to find her. As I went to the left of the truck, as I knew she was on that side.
Is that you running down the
I
street?
saw somebody down in the road, praying it wasn't her. It was not.
I'm going to pause it right now. When you said you saw someone else in the road, did it appear that that person was injured?
Yeah, they were down on the ground with people around them.
Okay. You can continue on.
Telling the
Pause.
kids that it'll be okay, and they're safe now with the truck.
Okay, that was paused at 1 minute and 47 seconds. Continue on. At 2 minutes in, had you found Riley yet?
No. And there I'm pointing out that
Pause.
we need medical attention.
And that was at 2 minutes and 31 seconds. You're pointing out that who needs medical attention?
Jackson.
You can continue on.
At that point, I was just talking to Caden again, asking him if he remembered where Riley was.
That's 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
And I told him to come and help me find her. At this point, people are rushing in the stores as we heard shots were fired.
That was at 3 minutes.
So I grabbed Maya and Caden and ran into the nearest open door that I could find.
Pause. And that was at about 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Is that, yes? Did that happen about 3 minutes and 10 seconds into the video?
Yes.
I'm sorry. And that's all I need for the video. And finally, I'm going to show you Exhibit 31. And let me just see if that's been admitted yet. It has not. So I'm going to have it displayed in front of you. I'm not going to have it published until I show you a couple seconds of this to see if you can indicate that this is a true representation of what happened on November 21st.
I see it, and it is.
Okay. Permission to publish it and admit Exhibit 31 into evidence.
How many seconds?
27 seconds.
Exhibit 31 is received. Permission to publish is granted.
And if we can play it. And it was played until the end at 27 seconds. Does that accurately depict the path of the vehicle as it was striking the Blazers members?
Yes.
Nothing further, thank you.
All right, I'm going to take a mid-morning break at this point, about 15 to 20 minutes. All rise for the jury, please.
Here you may see this and think that Brooks has actually grown a heart, but just give him a few minutes. Before the witness comes back to the stand, Brooks takes this moment to inappropriately bring up his sovereign BS.
All right, thank you, everyone. We are in recess. Sir, you may step down as well. I'll be back in 20 minutes. So we have a few more minutes left in any event.
I told the state that once I capture an annotated image now, I can have it in the court record within 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Now that I know where to get it, I
Good.
can get it, save it to a PDF, and immediately upload it.
Okay.
So then they can show it from there.
He's also not.
No, but that was like one.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna guess.
I don't know what I did with the other ones. I must have taken them all down there. It's all good. I thought I left them here and they didn't.
I missed those so bad.
I missed mine now, I got rid of it.
You did?
I think we're about
We went off at 10:09.
10:09. All right, it's 20 minutes. All right, we will go back on. The record appearances are as they were before. I will have the jury brought out and we'll continue with the questioning of this witness.
And here it comes.
Judicial determination you made about the jurisdiction.
I thought I was very clear, sir.
So will proof be validated?
Your request is denied.
Now remember, the jury is still walking in, so all of a sudden he's got his tissue up and he's acting like he's been cried through the whole break. Let's replay this.
All right, it's 20 minutes. All right, we will go back on. The record appearances are as they were before. I will have the jury brought out and we'll continue with the questioning of this witness.
Before the jury enters?
Judicial determination you made about the jurisdiction.
I thought I was very clear, sir.
So will proof be validated?
Your request is denied.
On what legal basis, Your Honor?
The record stands, sir.
Is that a judicial determination?
My ruling was put on the record earlier, sir.
So that is a judicial determination?
All rise.
Come here for a second. All right. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
And after the jurors.
Mr. Brooks, you may start your questioning of this witness then.
Just a second, I'm sorry about that. I just needed a second.
The worst acting job ever.
I apologize to the witnesses. A little emotional right now for me, so I apologize to the court as well for the delay. Can you recall what time you arrived at the parade that evening?
I don't remember exactly.
Do you recall how long you intended to stay?
Through the parade till it was done.
You testified earlier to seeing some of the video footage that was played. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, that's fair to say.
Do you recall how many times before today you saw the video footage?
I believe I saw one of the videos once.
And you don't recall seeing any of the other videos?
Maybe clips. We were bouncing around.
Do you recall by whom you were shown the videos?
The folks at the prosecution table.
That referring to the three prosecutors sitting there right now?
Yes.
All three?
Yes.
You stated in testimony earlier that you did not see the vehicle strike the children that were in front of you. Would that be fair to say?
I said sitting here today, I don't remember that.
You said something to that effect. Would that be fair to say?
You'd have to be more clear.
You said something to that effect of what you just said.
To what effect?
That you sitting here today, that you do not recall seeing anyone struck ahead of you.
That's correct.
But then you also stated that you did see who was struck ahead of you.
Is that a question?
Would that be fair to say?
In relation to what?
In relation to someone being struck in front of you.
When I was there, or the video? What are you talking about?
At any time. When you was there.
When I wrote my statement, I wrote what I remembered at that time.
So would it be fair to say that as you sit here today that anything about your statement may have changed?
Nothing has changed.
So your testimony here today would be accurate to what you reported?
Everything I said has been accurate.
Yes, let's question his truthfulness before we discuss his children that you hit with your car.
Do you recall saying in your interview with the DIC that your 11-year-old son and 9-year-old daughter suffered minor injuries in the event?
I remember saying they were injured.
Do you recall saying that the injuries were minor?
No.
Not direct the witness to the statement?
Do you have a copy of that?
Yes, right here.
Is it his statement or a summary?
It's not his statement. It is a statement from DCI, an agent from DCI, in which the DCI agent spoke with Mr. Rogers and wrote down what he believed was said to him. It was not signed by Mr. Rogers. It was not reviewed by Mr. Rogers. Therefore, I would object to this being characterized as this witness's statement.
Grounds.
If he would like to call the DCI agent, then he may do so.
Grounds.
All right, I'm going to sustain the objection as to the form of the question. Rephrase, if you're able or desire.
Do you recall stating to whomever interviewed you from the DCI that the injuries were minor?
No.
Any reason why they would report that you said that?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them.
Any reason why they would believe that that's what you said?
Objection.
Reported. Grounds.
Relevance.
Grounds.
Calls for speculation on the part of the witness. Sustained.
Do you remember giving a prepared statement at 10:45 a.m. on 11/22 of 2021?
I do.
Do you recall the gist of what you prepared?
Can you be more specific?
Specifically, that you heard commotion, turned around to see a stroller or something fall over about a block and a half behind us.
Yes,
Do you recall making that statement?
I do.
About how many people would you estimate was at the parade that day?
I would guess the thousands.
And you were able to see something fall over from a block and a half away amidst thousands of people?
Yes.
And you don't recall what that was that you saw?
No.
Any reason as to why you would name what you saw fall if you don't recall it?
I described it.
So you did see something fall?
Objection asked and answered.
Grounds.
Asked and answered. Sustained.
Do you recall what the item was?
Objection.
Grounds.
Asked and answered.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Do you recall about what time you heard that shots were fired?
After watching the video, it's about 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes after the red SUV drove by us.
Do you recall the day of the incident? Not the video.
I remember it was after the vehicle drove by us.
Did you hear the shots?
No,
Do you remember who that was reported by?
I don't.
What did you do after you heard that shots were fired?
I looked for all of my children again and made the decision to take 2 of them into the antique store.
About how long did it take you to look for everybody before you went into the antique store?
Before or after the shots fired comment?
After the shots fired comment.
I think I did another lap around the car and then around our Blazers truck and then grabbed my kids and left.
Were you able to retrieve everyone at that time?
No.
You recall who was missing?
Riley was missing.
Did you leave the antique shop anytime after you had gathered your loved ones into the antique shop?
Yes.
About how long before you left the antique shop?
I don't remember.
Do you remember what you did when you left the antique shop?
I remember at some point seeing Jackson again on the ground.
Did you continue looking for the loved one that you missed before you gathered the other ones into the antique shop?
To the best of my recollection.
You don't recall for sure?
It was pretty chaotic. I was looking constantly for my missing daughter.
Did you end up finding her?
I did not find her, no.
And who is Ben White?
He was another coach with the Blazers and a friend.
If anyone out there has legal knowledge, can you explain why the prosecution didn't call out a lot of his questions to the witnesses that were not relevant to the case? Maybe they were allowing him to dig his own grave.
Was he with you in the antique shop?
No.
So at some point you got separated. Would that be fair to say?
Separated from who?
Separated from Ben.
We were all separated as soon as the car drove by.
Any idea where he may have gone at that time?
No.
You remember talking to him after you had gathered everybody in the antique shop?
I remember at some point he reached out. I don't remember if it was text or phone call. Yes.
Did he say if he was injured in any way?
I don't remember.
Were you injured in any way?
No physical injuries.
Nope. Just the emotional toll of watching a child lose his life, as well as the struggle of a parent trying to explain why they were run down at a Christmas parade.
Was it pretty windy that day, from your recollection?
From what I remember, there was a pretty good breeze, yes.
Pretty cold?
It was cool.
Pretty loud?
Normal parade sounds.
Would that be characterized as loud?
I guess it depends who's... That would be subjective to the person there.
Would you say it was loud?
Not overly loud.
So you yourself were able to hear pretty good over a parade with thousands of people?
I would say so, yes.
You had one of your daughters, Maya, with you that day. Would that be fair to say?
That's fair to say.
Was she injured in the event?
I threw her to the ground to get her out of the way, so she had some scrapes.
And would that result from you throwing her to the ground?
I don't know.
Did she say that she had been injured in any way?
No.
Do you recall if anyone else besides your children who were injured?
I remember lots of people who were injured.
Do you recall
I just answered that.
specifically? Do you remember who besides your children?
You want me to list all of the names that were injured?
Just rough estimate that you recall.
That I recall, 10 to 15 people that I saw.
That you actually observed.
Yes.
Did you render any assistance to any of those people?
No.
Any reason why not?
My daughter was missing.
So it'd be fair to say at that moment your concern was your daughter that you didn't retrieve to go into the antique shop.
My concern was for everyone that was just struck by the vehicle.
Including your daughter that was missing, right?
I was concerned about her missing, yes.
Did you file any reports other than just the interview?
What do you mean by
Like an
report?
injury report of any kind?
Just what you had in front of you that you were reading from. That was my statement.
No. Did you file any injury reports or
Objection, that's a big question.
grounds?
Sustained as to the form of the question, sir. Please rephrase.
What I'm asking is, usually if there's an injury, you will file a complaint. To the best of your recollection, did you file any complaint from the incident?
I wouldn't consider it a complaint. I filed some paperwork saying that my children were injured, yes.
Do you recall if that was a complaint?
I don't know.
Was it a claim in any sort of way?
Yes.
Do you recall what the claim was?
It was with the Victim Assistance Program.
And what does that consist of? What are their resources in pursuant to the complaint that you filed? Or claim that you filed, right?
Can you rephrase?
What would be their assistance and to help you with your claim that you were filing?
It was to help with any medical bills that arose out of this situation.
So it would be fair to say that you had a financial interest in this incident.
I know, everyone. Let's just all take a moment to breathe deeply.
Objection. Mischaracterizes the testimony.
Grounds. I believe it's relevant to the fact that bills were needed to be paid. It's relevant.
Overruled. He may answer.
I was looking to get the medical bills covered, yes.
So would that be fair to say that you had a financial interest?
I would say sitting here today, I didn't care if it got approved or not. I was trying to get assistance for the medical bills.
So if it had gotten approved, would you have been able to do it yourself, or would you have seek to do it yourself?
Objection's relevance.
Grounds.
Sustained, the question is vague.
Would you have seeking? Would you have paid the medical bills yourself,
Yes.
regardless to price?
I generally pay my bills.
And specifically that matter, not the rest of your bills. Specifically that matter.
Objection's relevance.
Grounds.
Sustained. Move on, Mr. Brooks.
Would you consider yourself an injured party in this case?
No.
Were you aware that you might be called to testify in this case?
Eventually, yes.
Did you seek to testify in this case?
No.
I ask why you agreed to testify if you didn't seek to?
Objection is relevant.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Do you recall who informed you via subpoena to testify?
I received a subpoena from the DA's office, yes.
You did?
Yes,
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
no problem.
Are you aware of the plaintiff in this case?
Objection relevant.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Have you read a complaint pursuant to this case at any time?
Not that I remember, no.
Do you understand that for charges to be issued that it has to be a claim, therefore it has to be a plaintiff?
Objection.
Grounds.
Okay, so first of all, the
Grounds.
grounds are relevancy. It's not relevant. That would be the
You
grounds.
also have to state the grounds.
Hold on. Let her get her position out, Mr. Brooks.
And it mischaracterizes the former testimony.
It does
Sustained
not.
as to both grounds. Under 90611, move on, please.
So you're not sure if there is a plaintiff?
Objection,
Grounds.
relevance.
Sustained.
Have you ever had any interaction with the plaintiff?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Are you aware who brought charges in this matter?
Objection, relevance.
Grounds.
Sustained.
If you're not sure of a complaint, how can you be sure of the charges in this case?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained. Mr. Brooks, under 90611, please move on to a new topic, or your cross-examination will be shortened and cut off.
Your Honor, with all due respect, that's every question that I'm asking is relevant. It pertains to the plaintiff in this matter that seems to be nowhere
Mr. Brooks, you're making
found.
a legal argument. We'll take that up outside the presence of the jury. Move on.
I believe the jury deserves to know who the plaintiff is in this matter. That's very relevant to the case. How can they rule on something when they don't
Mr.
even know
Brooks,
who the plaintiff is?
Please, move on. Next question, or I will turn it back over to the state for redirect.
Can you recall if you saw the driver of the vehicle?
I don't remember seeing the driver.
Were you able to catch a glimpse of the license plates?
No.
Oh, by the way, I found the license plate. It's at the corner of Idiot Boulevard and You Get Life Drive, just behind the McDonald's.
Do you recall if the vehicle had any tinted windows?
I don't remember.
About how far from the vehicle were you when it passed you?
From the red SUV?
About how far from the vehicle were you when it passed you?
Can you tell me which vehicle you're talking about?
How far from the vehicle were you when it passed you? The vehicle that went around your Blazers vehicle.
The red-
I guess I would ask the defendant to be more clear as to what vehicle and when it went around, like at the beginning of the parade, before it struck his kids?
I was just clear. I said the vehicle that went around his blazer.
Sustained as to the form of the question. Please rephrase.
The vehicle that you observed, or rather I'll say the vehicle that you observed approaching, about how far from it were you when it passed you?
Objection, just to clarify, is he saying the red SUV that this witness has described as that red SUV was approaching him, or some other vehicle?
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Well, I thought he was clear when he said that there was only one
Clear with your
vehicle.
question, Mr. Brooks.
Excuse me, Your Honor?
You have to be clear with your question. It's vague.
he
As
said
to
it
the
was
word
only one.
vehicle, you need to be clear which vehicle you're questioning the witness
The
about.
vehicle that was approaching, that he said
At
was
what
approaching.
point in time, what color is the vehicle, something like that, sir.
The vehicle that you observed strike anyone. How close were you to that vehicle when it passed you?
The red SUV was about 10 feet probably from me.
And you didn't see the driver, correct?
Correct.
Did you see anyone else in the vehicle?
I did not look in the vehicle.
Would that be a no?
That's a no.
Thank you.
Would it be fair to say that 10 feet from a vehicle is pretty close?
Subjective.
What would you say? Would you say that's pretty close?
It depends what you're talking about.
Would you say that 10 feet is pretty close to a vehicle?
Depends. If they're driving, yes.
Would it be fair to say that that's close enough to be able to see who is driving?
It depends on many other factors.
What would those factors be?
Eyesight, windows up, down. If they're looking at the vehicle.
I'm assuming it would be fair to say that you were definitely looking at the vehicle, correct? Would that be fair to say?
When?
When it was approaching and when it passed?
Yes.
Any reason why you would not try to identify the driver?
Because my children were about to be struck.
Any reason why you would not try to see if you can catch a license plate number?
Because people had just been hit.
So it would be fair to say because of what you was observing, that would be the reason why you didn't try to get a description of the driver or the license plate.
My priority at the time was not identifying the driver.
No further questions.
Thank you. Any redirect?
Just briefly, Your Honor. Sir, you had indicated that you submitted a claim to the victim witness program for medical bills. Is that correct?
Correct.
Were those the medical bills for Caden and Riley that were incurred as a result of the red SUV hitting both of those children?
Yes.
Relevant.
Overruled. His answer may stand.
And it was yes?
Reminder
Yes.
to wait until I.
Sure.
No
Thank you.
problem.
No further questions. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. You may step down. All right. You may call your next witness.
Today we call Josh Kraner.
Good morning, sir. If you would please make your way to the witness stand, which is up a riser to my right. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand. My clerk, Teresa, who's on my left, will swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Please be seated. The first thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for the record and spell each, please.
Joshua Kraner, Joshua, Kraner, Kraner.
Thank you. Go ahead.
So I'm going to direct your attention to November 21st of last year, 2021. Were you at the City of Waukesha Christmas Parade?
Yes, I was.
And were you a participant or a spectator?
Participant.
And what group were you with?
The Waukesha Blazers.
And what was your affiliation with the Waukesha Blazers?
I'm a head coach of the Slammers, which was at the time a 9U baseball team.
Okay. How long had you been involved with the Blazers?
Just a couple months.
Did you have any children that were part of the Blazers program?
Yes, my son.
And how many kids?
Just one.
Okay. So on that day, were you there with your son or daughter?
My son and my wife.
Okay. And you were marching with the Blazers?
Yes.
Do you recall what you were doing? Were you handing out candy, handing out flyers?
We were handing out flyers.
To support the Blazers program?
Yeah, to recruit people for the rookie program.
Okay. What did the Blazers have afloat in the parade?
We had a truck.
Okay. And was it marked with the Blazers logo on it?
Yes.
Do you recall what color it was?
No.
Okay. And where were you in relationship to the truck? Was the truck in front of the people with the Blazers, or was the truck behind the people?
We had players on both sides of the vehicle. I was walking majority in the back of behind the truck during the parade.
Okay. Did there come a time when you heard a commotion behind the truck?
Yes.
Can you describe for the jury what exactly you heard?
I heard screaming.
Now, you were at a parade, so I'm assuming as part of a parade there's normally screaming. Was it something different?
Yes.
Can you describe it?
Horrific.
I'm sorry?
Horrific.
Okay. What did you do?
I turned around to look at what was going on.
What did you see?
I saw a red Ford Escape up on the curb. I saw people throwing themselves out of the way.
Now, when you say you saw the vehicle up on the curb, can you describe that for the jury, what you mean by that?
It wasn't in the roadway.
So I'm assuming that the parade is taking place on Main Street in the city of Waukesha?
Yes.
And the cars and the parade participants would be within the areas between the two curbs?
Yes.
And this car was up on a curb?
What I remember, yes.
Okay. Did you see that car strike any people?
No.
Okay. You saw people running from the area that the car was coming from?
Yes.
What did you do?
I instantly tried to find my son.
How old is your son?
He's 10 now.
9 at the time of the parade?
Yes.
Where was he when you last saw him before looking to your back when you heard the commotion?
He was on the left side of the truck.
Okay. And did you see him when you looked back?
No.
Then what happened?
I was struck by the vehicle.
Where did the vehicle strike you?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you receive injuries as a result of the vehicle striking you?
Yes.
And what were those injuries?
I couldn't walk. I was in the hospital. I had muscle contusions. I had bone bruises.
Did the vehicle, when it struck you, or after it struck you, did the vehicle continue on with its path of travel down the parade route?
Yes.
Overruled.
And did you see the path it took after striking you?
Yes.
Where did it go?
Forward.
Could you tell if it went straight ahead, swerved one way or the other way?
No.
Overruled. He may answer.
No.
Okay. When you were struck, do you recall if you were to the left of the Blazers truck or if you were still in the middle of the Blazers truck?
I was on the left.
Were you knocked to the ground?
Yes.
What do you recall after the truck went past as you're laying on the ground?
I just remember tires going by.
Going over you or just by you?
When I first recall it, it seemed like it was going over me. But I can't. I'd be honest with you, I don't know.
Then what did you next recall?
People coming over to me.
Okay. Did you see your son?
No.
Did you eventually meet up with your son while you were still on Main Street?
Yes.
Okay. And was he injured?
No.
I'm going to show you what's been previously received as State's Exhibit 11, and I'm going to ask that be published to the jury, or for the jury.
Go ahead. You missed the part of it, all of it, something else?
It would be probably the first 20 or so seconds. The video is 2 minutes and 29 seconds. And I'm going to start it at 0.
Go ahead.
And so I'm just going to have it play, and then I'm going to ask you some questions.
Just so we clear for the record, the first 20 seconds, right?
I'm going to stop it when it hits the relevant time frame that this witness can testify to.
Go ahead.
Do you see yourself, it's been paused at 18 seconds, do you see yourself in this still shot?
Yes.
Can you circle where you are? Oh, I'm sorry, it's the touch screen. I guess I need to add that part.
That is the pointer. He's not the first person to grab that, so we'll have Pete take it and we'll bring it back to you.
Yeah, usually they don't like me to have the pointer. I tend to hit people with it, so that's probably why they best left it up there. And that's you marching the parade, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know, was the truck playing any music as the parade was? Did you guys have any sound coming from your area?
I do not remember.
Okay. Do you recall if you heard a horn honking after seeing the red SUV?
No.
You did not hear any horn honking?
No.
Okay. Next, I'm going to show you Exhibit 148, which has been previously admitted into evidence. I'd ask that it be published to the jury. And I would be playing the first 27 seconds of that video.
Go ahead.
And I'm just going to play it through the first time. We can stop it here at 23 seconds. What did you see in that video, sir?
Being struck.
Okay. And that accurately depicts what 148 again. And playing it, it looks like you're running towards something. And let me play it and then pause it when I see that beginning. Pause. Do you recall what you were running towards?
My son?
Okay. And that would have been where he was at that time of the parade?
Yes, on the left side.
Do you recall where Jackson and Tucker Sparks were at that time?
No.
Okay. Have nothing further? No, thank you.
And just for the record, you may have said this, but the last pause was at 16 seconds in.
Correct, sorry.
All right, you may take the video down, please. All right, go ahead.
I might leave that same video.
All right, well, let me know when you need it. Go ahead, you may start your cross.
Can you pull that exhibit up again, 148?
Sure. You want it to the witness or published?
Published.
All right. How much of it do you want played before you ask a question?
The first, what was it, 22, 23 seconds?
All right. 23 is my notes indicate. It's when the state first stopped it. All right, go ahead.
Can you pause it right there? Can you identify for the jury where you are in this video if you see yourself?
The record is paused at 15 seconds.
And for the record, I believe is this the video with the sound? No, this one does not have sound. Okay, just want to make sure I had that accurate. All right, go ahead, Mr. Brooks.
You can unpause it.
Clear the.
All right.
And then it's paused at 21.
Yes, that would be correct. 21 seconds. Do you recall from just looking at the video, have you seen this video before today?
Just still shots of it, not the video itself.
So it'd be fair to say that this is only your second time seeing this video?
Yes.
Do you, you could take the video down, I'm sorry. Do you recall giving a statement to Officer Copel?
I don't remember the name of the officer.
Do you recall giving a statement to an officer?
An FBI agent? Yes.
Do you recall if you gave them a summary of what you remember, or if you actually wrote the statement yourself?
I don't think I wrote it.
Do you recall saying that you needed a walker to assist you in moving?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that you're moving pretty good these days?
Structures of relevance.
Grounds.
Sustained.
Would it be fair to say that you're walking pretty good as of now?
Objection.
Grounds. Just walk through the bench.
Sustained. Not relevant.
Did you also remember stating that you don't remember much from the event?
I do not remember saying that.
And I guess it would be the summary of the report of the statement that you gave to the officer, which I have right here. It says that you stated that you don't remember much from the event, but made it clear that your primary concern was needing to know where your children were after being struck. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
It's quite interesting how Brooks seems confident in questioning this witness. We know he would never have the balls to speak to him like this if he wasn't protected by guards. Typical weasel.
Do you recall what you did after being struck?
I could not move. I was on the ground.
Do you recall how long before you were moved from your position?
Couple minutes.
Were you helped by someone, or?
Yes, 2 people.
And where did they take you?
Into the joke shop.
And from there, did you receive any medical attention?
Yes.
Do you recall where that was?
Memorial Hospital.
You recall who took you to Memorial Hospital?
A squad car.
You remember the officer's name?
No.
Do you recall what date you made the report to the officer? Or the date that you were interviewed, rather?
Which time?
So there was more than one time?
Yes.
Do you recall making or giving an interview, rather, on the 24th of November of 2021?
Yes.
Do you recall what date the other report was taken?
The night of.
Do you remember by whom that night?
An FBI agent.
After being struck, you testified that you saw the vehicle kind of go up on the curb. Would that be fair to say?
Can you ask that again?
What did you see the vehicle do after it struck you?
After it struck me, it continued.
What did you see it do?
Drove off.
Did you see it strike anyone at that point?
No.
Or were you able to get a look at the driver in any way?
No.
A license plate number in any way?
No.
You testified for the jury earlier that you heard screams from behind you before you were struck. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Did you see the vehicle approaching at that point? Did you turn to see if anything was approaching at that point, rather?
Yes.
About how far was the vehicle away from you at that time that you observed it?
20 yards.
You were able to make that assumption how?
I'm a coach and we go off yards a lot.
That makes sense. Would it be fair to say that that's relatively close?
Yes.
Close enough for you to see into the vehicle?
I did not see into the vehicle.
So it would be fair to say that at no time during the incident you saw the driver?
No, I did not.
And just so I'm correct for the record, you said that you said that your children were not injured in the incident. Would that be fair to say?
Not physically.
Grounds?
The witness answered it. His answer may stand, so the objection is overruled.
And when you were treated at Memorial Hospital, did you receive any pain medications, Tylenol, ibuprofen, anything like that?
Yes.
Do you recall how long you had to be treated before you were discharged?
1 day.
In the days after the event, did you file any claim whatsoever?
Can you be more descriptive?
Did you file a claim as an injured party?
Yes.
Do you remember who that was with?
No.
So would you consider yourself to be an injured party in this matter?
Absolutely.
So you would consider yourself to be a plaintiff?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained on relevance grounds. And under 906.11 as well.
Do you recall who called you to testify in this matter?
The DA?
Can you point out for the jury which DA?
No.
Do you see him in court?
No.
Do you recall the name of the DA that you were referring to?
I got
Objection as to relevance for this
Grounds.
hearing.
Sustained. He's already indicated that the district attorney's office issued the subpoena.
Well, actually, he said the DA, so that was pretty vague.
Sir, did you mean the district attorney's office?
Yes.
Next question, please.
Were you subpoenaed?
Yes.
Do you recall the name on the subpoena?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained.
So to the best of your knowledge, you're not aware of any plaintiff in this matter?
Objection to
Grounds.
relevance.
Sustained.
To the best of your knowledge, you have never seen the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection to
Grounds.
relevance.
Sustained.
Have you ever seen or read a complaint in this matter of any kind?
Yes.
Would you state what that was for the record and for the jury?
I just saw the stuff in the news.
And seeing stuff on the news would amount to a complaint?
Sorry, I misheard your question. Can you ask it again?
Have you read or seen a complaint in this matter?
No.
But it would be fair to say, just based on your testimony, that you saw reporting on the incident in the news. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Do you recall what you saw in the news?
Just information about the trial.
Did you see anything before the reported trial?
No.
Would it be fair to say that this matter has been going on for quite some time, that there were a lot of reports in the news? Would that be fair to say?
Objection to relevance.
Grounds.
Ms. Brooks, unless you can tie it into relevance with this witness, I'm inclined to sustain that objection.
I'm going somewhere with it.
Then just ask the question, sir.
Have you yourself seen anything in the news before the scheduled trial in regards to this matter?
Yes.
Can you state for the record and for the jury what that was?
Just information about the trial itself.
Did you at any time see any reports about the alleged defendant at any time?
Mr. Brooks, I'm gonna, under 906.11, this is not a witness who identified the driver, so I'm not sure where the relevance is of this. We'll take it up outside the presence of the jury once you're concluded with your questions, and I'll determine if there needs to be more questioning of this witness. Next topic, please.
You testified a few minutes earlier that you really don't remember much after being struck. Do you recall where you were after being struck?
I was on the ground.
And about which area? Was it by the Blazers truck, relatively close to the curb, or about what position?
Near the truck.
Near the Blazers truck.
Yes.
Did you see the vehicle strike anyone before it struck you?
No.
No further questions.
I agree to wrap.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. Before he's excused, I'm just going to excuse the jury momentarily. We'll let you know when you can be brought back in. All rise for the jury, please. Thank you.
I love this part right here where he tries to overhear Leslie and Zach.
All right, thank you. Be seated. Mr. Brooks, I cut you off when you were asking questions about what this witness had seen on the news. And I'll give you an opportunity to give me an offer of proof as to why you believe that's relevant, and specifically as to this witness.
Well, it's relevant because of how close he testified to being away from the vehicle. He testified to being 20 yards away from the vehicle, which is not super close, but it's not far enough that you wouldn't be able to see a driver or see into the car.
Well, so that's an argument, sir. So what questions would you have that you didn't already ask, and why? How does the news reports relate to that?
Maybe he may have seen the alleged defendant on the news, and maybe that may jog his memory back to if he seen the driver.
But he testified he didn't see the driver. So
he also testified to never making the comment that he didn't remember the event, but it's clearly in his summary and in his report that he said that. So it's conflicting. His report is conflicting with what he's testifying. So I was trying to get at the credibility of it. That was my whole aim.
What does the news reports have to do with that, sir?
The news reports are relevant just by the sheer amount of reporting that they've been reporting. This has been going on for a year.
That assumes facts, not an evidence, sir. So this witness did not identify you during this trial. This witness testified as to his observations regarding the date in question, his injuries, and other things surrounding what he saw and heard and what he didn't see and hear. So the news reports don't have any bearing on his credibility. The points that you bring up are arguments that you may make if you choose during your closing arguments. But the questions you are asking don't further that theory. So that's why I cut you off, because there was not anything that you were connecting by way of relevance.
With all due respect, Your Honor, a lot of the questions I ask are objected to. It seems like I can't even get to the questions that need to be answered.
Sir, many of your questions go to these sovereign ideas that are frivolous arguments about the plaintiff and all of that. We give you a little bit of leeway. I give you a little bit of leeway on it. But to ask about a claim, because frankly, it's a vague question, and many of these victims may in fact have made a claim with crime victim compensation. And so I think that's potentially relevant. But you may be asking it for a different purpose. I'm allowing it probably for a different purpose than you're anticipating. But the questions about the state and the plaintiff, other than when you talk about and you ask questions about who subpoenaed them, had they reviewed anything in preparation for their testimony, those are all fair game. But other questions are not, and that's why there's an objection, and that's why I rule the way that I do. So ask relevant questions, they'll be answered. So I don't see any need for this witness to be brought back in. I don't believe that witness was on Mr. Brooks's list, so that witness is excused. Who's the next witness?
With all respect, on the record, Your Honor.
I've asked a question of the state. Let them answer, please.
Will I be able to?
Mr. Brooks, let them answer. Hold on.
So the next witness that we had intended on calling is Detective Mike Carpenter with the Waukesha Police Department, who would provide testimony about his conducting the speed analysis of the vehicle. I don't expect that we'd be able to get through direct. Well, we might be able to get through direct.
I'd like to at least have him start. I want to go closer to the lunch hour today.
So the other issue is that we thought we were going to be breaking for lunch, so he's not in the building right now. We have another witness who is ready, who we could call out of order, but that would be moving into a new topic, a new group along the parade route. So we're fine with whatever the court wants to do.
I'd like to keep going, so I'll defer to you on which witness to call.
Just call Lesli.
And Your Honor, I would just note, I don't believe I asked for it. Maybe I did. Jeff Rogers, I know he has remained in the courtroom. He is a victim. Is he excused from his subpoena? He was not an individual who we were provided a subpoena for by Mr. Brooks.
He's excused.
Thank you.
All right, we'll bring the jury back out, and you may call. Quickly, Mr. Brooks.
You made reference to the questions I asked, and you said something to the effect of sovereign things. I don't understand what you mean by that. I have no anticipation on your rulings. I'm not trying to sit here and I got enough work to do on the fly. I'm definitely not trying to sit here and trying to anticipate what will be objected to, what will be ruled on in any way. I'm merely it was understood that this would be a whole new thing for me to do. I apologize if I'm not as polished as I should be working on 3 days' time before a trial. We see all the work that I haven't even gone through.
Mr. Brooks, the jury's coming back in.
For the record, I don't consent to that name, and I don't consent to the arguments that the prosecution made. There are relevant questions, as the jury deserves
Mr. Brooks,
to know.
Please.
The jury deserves to know who the plaintiff is in this matter. I think it's fair to them, if they're to make an informed and intelligent decision, they should know who the plaintiff is.
Sir, your objections noted for the record.
I ask for a legal finding of fact on that ruling, Your Honor. Or is that a judicial determination, Your Honor?
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
Okay, that will do it for the trial portion of this particular video. Several years ago, I put together some information about the Jackson Sparks Foundation. So it is fitting to place this here after his coach's testimony. Also, I wanted to bring to everyone's attention the documentary done by WWE. It's a beautiful tribute to Jackson, so I placed the link in the video description. Just remember to grab your box of tissues first, though. It will make grown men cry. First of all, I want to apologize to the Sparks family. We have been repeatedly saying that Jackson was 6 years old when he lost his life. And I think that derived from comments that came out of court when they discovered he had passed. Jackson was 8 years old at the time he lost his life, not 6.
Jackson got his monument this week or this past week, and they installed it. Looks like he posted this. His father, Aaron, posted this on the 17th. It's only got 640 likes. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I want to state that if you would like to support his family, Jackson's family, Aaron Sparks has a Twitter page. And on there, he talks about all of the things they have going on for the Jackson Sparks Foundation, as well as the complex, the Sparks complex. And lots of, I know some of you guys are close to this area. So they have like a bunch of different events. And so you might want to follow him on Twitter and just kind of stay up to par with what's going on and maybe go visit it. This was beautiful. Summer of 23 for number 23. It looks like they're starting to get back to normal a little bit. And what was the other thing I was going to show you? Oh, this one. I just love this one. The Dancing Grannies. They came and performed at the second annual Jackson Sparks Foundation Home Run Derby. So I thought that was really cool. Let's see. Okay. Let's listen to this article really quickly that I found CBS did. So the trial wrapped up in November, and this interview was done December 7th. It's a really good interview, though. I thought we'd watch it together.
The trial is over. The verdict read, the sentence handed down, and the first Waukesha Christmas parade since the attack is now in the rearview mirror.
But the healing and reflection continues. The Sparks family, Sherry, Aaron, and Tucker, sitting down with me to do just that, reflect and heal.
You know, this is the second Christmas he's not with us.
Look at that.
It's settling in that he's really not coming back.
8-year-old Jackson Sparks lost his life in the attack on the Waukesha Christmas parade in November of 2021.
I feel like a lot of people move on and you're still left with that, you know, the healing that you're doing and take.
The damage from losing a child will never fully heal.
State of Wisconsin versus
But when the man that did it,
Darrell Brooks,
is locked up for life,
signed verdicts.
It helps.
All right, I will read each one.
We're looking for a piece of closure. I think we got closure and peace by the end result.
Guilty.
When I heard the first guilty, then I knew right away he's not going to see the light of day again. And that was a huge weight lifted off our shoulders.
1 life sentence for Virginia,
Sorensen.
1 life sentence for Leanna, 1 life sentence for Tamara.
But then obviously she kept listing them, and it was very emotional when she listed Jackson.
And 1 life sentence for Jackson Sparks.
It was vindication.
Stop talking.
It was a bizarre and frustrating 3.5-week trial. The convicted killer represented himself, lashed out.
I don't care what you believe.
Was removed from the courtroom.
Remove me then.
And rambled on for hours.
That's common sense, Your Honor. Why did there even need to be a jury view?
You look for remorse, apology,
Something.
empathy, you know, and I don't know if he's capable of that, you know, and I don't want to try to figure him out. I feel like we're done with that chapter.
I thought that was interesting where he said to look for some kind of remorse, something that we were all looking for when we were watching the trial. Some kind of something that says, God, I feel bad about what I did. They didn't see it either.
and we get to move on, and he gets to
go to prison forever.
That is 762.
Sentenced to 6 life sentences and over 1,000 years of prison time and supervision.
It was a maximum penalty under the Wisconsin law, and we're happy with that. And it was well deserved.
For Maura Gilchrist. Justin
Every single name
Gilson,
of every
Harry
single victim
Guilfoyle, Aiden Lofgren.
killed and injured was read by the judge,
17 and a half years for Tucker Sparks.
along with the amount of time that the attacker will serve for each one.
And I think it gave a lot of people peace. People want to hear that. People want that vindication, and I know we did.
That alone is healing.
Then we heard the screams.
More than 40 victims read impact statements.
You are a monster.
Their chance to personally address the attacker.
It hurts to breathe sometimes.
None more powerful than Sherry's,
Then I found Jackson's shoe.
the mother of 2 young boys run over in the parade, one severely injured, one never coming back.
I will never, ever forget. I wanted him to see what he did. We showed a picture of Tucker in the road, and we showed a picture of Jackson in the ICU. I wanted him to see what the damage he did. It was very liberating.
The damage he did will never fully go away, but this family is healing and they are strong.
If anything we get out of it is just hug your kids, hug your loved ones. You never know.
Don't take anything for granted.
Don't take anything for granted because, life is, you never know.
You truly see life through a new set of eyes after going through some of this. You appreciate every little thing.
Yeah.
And how is this for amazing? After the sentencing, on the very last night, the judge of the trial, Judge Jennifer Doro, asked for a police escort home for safety. Guess who protected her and followed her home? Jackson, the Waukesha County K-9 deputy named after Jackson Spark and his handler. It wasn't planned at all. It was just how it naturally happened.
Oh my gosh, I just got chills. Isn't that cool? This is Jackson, Deputy Malin, and K-9 Jackson. They visited the event last week. And lots of kids who were excited to meet you guys and see him to show off his skills. The crowd loved you guys. Stay safe out there, and the whole department are always in our prayers. Thank you for all you do for our community. So this is the Sparks complex that they started. It's a beautiful image they got going on there. And you can buy a brick for the complex. Jackson Sparks was tragically taken from us on November 23rd of 2021 at the age of 8. Located within W.R. Oliver Park, Sparks Complex is raising money to build a special place where the community comes together to share excitement and memories while learning and enjoying the game Jackson loved to play. So they just want to build something really nice. That's cool. Hang on. Looks like this is the dream of it all. Help us reach our 1.3 million fundraising goal. Sparks Complex is actively looking for sponsors and donors to help build this state-of-the-art community field. Together, we will honor Jackson with modern championship-level baseball field, including all artificial turf with new freestanding dugouts, new lights, scoreboard, and AV system, 230-foot fence to hit home runs, a photogenic memorial entrance and garden seating area, updated concession stand with a modern 360-degree observation deck overlooking all 4 baseball diamonds in the park, open and spacious concourse. And you can download the sponsorship information. Buy a brick, build a legacy. You can help build Sparks Complex for thousands of kids and families in our community to enjoy simply by buying a commemorative brick with customizable options for individuals, families, and companies. A brick along the field's pathway is the perfect way to permanently express your support. I love it. That's so cool. You can do private donations, in-kind donations, promotional items, t-shirts, signage, printing equipment, bases, fencing, volunteers, and fundraising. It's awesome. You know, one thing I learned when I was in marketing is that you could go to, like, I don't know if they have Krispy Kreme near you, but like Krispy Kreme, you go on their website, you can start your own fundraiser. You put in what you're fundraising for, and they basically, you know, I remember when we were little, we used to do this when we were little. They used to have these all the time at our school. It was like they would just sell individual donuts and stuff. But there's tons of, I know Pizza Hut also does something where you can have like pizza night. You can have a night that you ask everybody to go and buy, and then they donate a portion of the proceeds back to your charity. It's really cool. So there's little ways that people can do things, and this is awesome. Oh, let's look at that's TMJ that did that one.
Jackson Sparks played baseball on these fields here at the W.R. Oliver Sports Complex in Waukesha. And this is where there are plans to memorialize the 8-year-old. He was tragically killed while walking with his team in the Waukesha Christmas Parade.
Talking with the Sparks family, when we said, if you could have any field in the Waukesha community, which field did you have the greatest memories at? They responded with W.R. Oliver Park.
This is Matt Dravarik speaking to the Waukesha City Parks Recreation and Forestry Board Monday night. He is Waukesha born and raised, a lover of baseball, and he came up with the idea following the tragedy. He and his partner, Sean Cullen, want to enhance Field 4 at the park with AstroTurf, concrete dugouts, lights, and live streaming, and name it the Sparks Complex at William R. Oliver Park.
And really bring something to the community that is one of a kind and unique in his memorial.
My dad endorses this. And that's what you're looking for.
They want to build a memorial right here, and then an archway that says Sparks Complex as you walk into the field. The goal is to be done by spring of 2023, which is also in honor of Jackson because his jersey number was 23.
As we're coming up with this, hearing them say that, really lined up to be, this is a passion that came from us, but it's also got the full support of the Sparks family and really supports what they want to kind of come out of this.
The proposal now goes before the Plan Commission later this month. They estimate it will cost about $1.3 million. They are partnering with the Waukesha County Community Foundation to help raise money.
Let's see if we can't put something special together in his memory.
Now that thought is rounding third and heading for home. Dravarik's plan is to renovate Field 4 at the William R. Oliver Youth Sports Complex into the Sparks Complex. It would feature an archway entrance, turf playing field, new dugouts, and new scoreboard lights and more. At $1.3 million, he says the park would keep Sparks' memory in the forefront.
I can't imagine what a lot of those families experienced. So I hope that this project lets the world know and everyone in the community know that there's still some positive that comes out of a very dark moment.
With the goal of reopening the new field by spring of 2023 to coincide with Sparks' number 23 jersey.
And I hope that, for many years to come, there's a lot of great memories that are shared on this field among the families that will supersede what happened someday without forgetting it.
They're working to continue the mission of love, kindness, and faith by granting baseball dreams to children in need right when they need it the most. I love that. These are all their supporters. I still think that they need a lot more though, because is it open yet? If this is still up and ongoing.
I found a 2026 update on the construction of the Sparks Complex. It looks like it was approved and will be funded by the same Waukesha Foundation we have listed in the description of our videos. Originally, I was under the impression that the Jackson Sparks Foundation would be funding it. Now that the downtown Grady Park Memorial has been completed, they can begin to focus on this project. The Parade Memorial had a board of directors overseeing the project. Jackson's mother, a dancing granny, and Jane Kulik's daughter were on that board. I wonder if they will continue with it to oversee the complex construction. I would think so. Let me read you some of what is happening over at the Jackson Sparks Foundation website as of 2026. Jackson was an 8-year-old boy who had an unmatched passion for life. A third grader at Clarendon Elementary, he lived in Mukwonago, Wisconsin, with his parents Sherry and Aaron and his older brother Tucker. Jackson and Tucker loved baseball and had a passion for the game. They played in their backyard, they played baseball video games, they cheered on their local teams, and they also played baseball competitively with their travel baseball team, the Waukesha Blazers. Through the darkest moments in the Sparks family's lives, however, they were never alone. In the days leading up to Jackson's funeral, communities from all over the country rallied to support the victims of the attack and their families. The whole country came together in a very unique way for Jackson and his family. His mother had a very special request that children attending the funeral on Thursday, December 2nd, would wear their baseball jerseys to honor Jackson's passion and love for baseball. The community, however, had much bigger plans. Todd Ahrens, a Wisconsin native, created a social media hashtag jerseys for Jackson, and requested that communities everywhere would wear their jerseys on the day of Jackson's burial to honor him. The hashtag spread with the power of social media, and thousands of people wore baseball jerseys, sharing pictures captioned "Jerseys for Jackson" on the day of his burial. Baseball organizations like the Milwaukee Brewers, the Milwaukee Milkmen, and hundreds of other organizations all over the country showed their support by wearing jerseys. Even schools and workplaces took part in the campaign, posting pictures in their jerseys and fueling support from all over the globe. Jackson and his pure and innocent love for the game of baseball was honored in a way that brought the entire country together in solidarity. The Jackson Sparks Foundation was founded in Jackson's memory to perpetuate the kindness and love that was shown to the Sparks family during their darkest moments. We want to continue that mission of love, kindness, and faith by granting baseball dreams to children in need right when they need it the most. The Jackson Sparks Foundation helps make baseball dreams come true for children who suffer from life-threatening illness, critical injury, or loss of an immediate family member. Our aim is to encourage and instill hope in these children through granting those baseball dreams. This one hits close to home for us. The Wilkham family have been a part of our tight baseball family circle since 2018. The Wilkhams were there for us, front and center when tragedy struck us. They carried us through those dark days. They are family to us. Connor is battling cancer. He missed out on most of his senior year of high school last year fighting this fight. It hasn't been an easy battle for sure, yet he always has a smile for everyone. It was our absolute honor to grant this wish for him and to bring some light and joy his way. Connor was gifted Milwaukee Brewers swag, American Family Field gift card, Ellie Delacruz autographed bat, Ellie Delacruz framed jersey, and matching personalized Brewers jerseys. There are many more of these wishes granted on the Jackson Sparks Foundation website. We encourage you to check it out. They have news and past events under the update section of the site. Some really inspiring and uplifting moments in Jackson's honor.
All these people that put up different things around the park, raising money. Now, what is this? I saw this earlier. Let's see. Tim at Broken Bat Brew is the best. Thank you. We absolutely love the label design, and everyone has given rave reviews on the summer ale. We cannot wait to team up with you again for something fun this fall or winter. We appreciate you coming out Friday. So they donated a bunch of beer. You know, I haven't heard a lot on his injuries, Tucker's injuries. I wasn't really sure about that, so I'll have to look into that. She's so tiny, isn't she? Their mom. She's so little. So I don't know. I just feel like there's not a whole lot of attention coming off this anymore, and we need to send some love their way. So if you guys wouldn't mind going on their website, whether you go through Twitter or Instagram, Jackson Sparks Foundation. I just love, oh my gosh, look at this pumpkin, you guys. That's their logo for the Jackson Sparks Foundation. Is that not cool? I think that it's so important when you lose someone you have to take that pain and do something with it. And I just love it when somebody does some kind of good like this. They're giving back to the community and they're keeping their son's name out there in his honor and his memory. Introducing the K-9 of Waukesha County Sheriff Department, Jackson. So that was 54 weeks ago. That's one thing I hate about it. Oh, August 6th, 2022. There's a lot going on here. As far as the different things that you can do to support them. You can buy merchandise. You can donate, just a straight donation. So, yeah. So if you guys would like to do that, you can do that there. And again, Aaron Sparks is his father, and that's who the Twitter feed I've been following. So I just wanted to highlight this for y'all and let you know it was out there. And if I find some other things on the other victims, I'll do a little video on that too. I just think it's important we remember the victims as much as we follow this trial. You know, sometimes all we look at is scrappy-doo, and we have to remember there's people are still going through it. So I appreciate you all for watching. Have a blessed week, and I will talk to you soon.